We have some pretty big Tesla stock breaking news today that you need to know. First up, you have a new update for FSD 12.3.6 that should be rolling out to customers over the next coming days. 12.3.5 came out just 8 days ago. The progress to full self-driving that you are seeing these days is unprecedented. Elon Musk has just arrived in Beijing, China to reportedly meet with senior Chinese officials to discuss the rollout of full self-driving software in China and to obtain approval to transfer data collected in the country abroad to train algorithms. Since 2021, Tesla has stored all the data that they have gotten from their Chinese vehicles in China in Shanghai. That data has not been allowed to leave China and come to the US or any other country. I want to point out these two comments. This one from Tesla Fudker that says, I am going to say this again, Robotaxi will launch in China first, unveil on August 8th in China to put pressure on the US, then all US states will approve Robotaxi overnight just to save face. This is Elon's 4D chess. Aiden Miller says, China will move quick with FSD. The government announced a while back that it is going all in on robotics and AI. While this is true, and it's easy to say that China wants to be the biggest, most developed country in the world, they're not just going to let a US car company dominate a full self-driving market, okay? There's going to be some benefit to China, some drawback to getting robotaxis in China. Be prepared for that, but net, it's still going to be a big positive for Tesla, and I do believe ultimately China is going to push towards robotics and autonomy in vehicles as quickly as possible. Elon Musk posted this image on his X account. He says, honored to meet with Premier Li Qiang. We have known each other now for many years, since early Shanghai days. And I want to point out, Elon Musk recently canceled his visit with the Prime Minister, President, if you will, of India. And he just met with this high-level official in China quickly. There's something else we don't know about here. I personally think China has invited Elon Musk over for this meeting for a very specific reason. And hopefully that reason is good for Tesla stock investors. I think China realizes all of the progress that Tesla's FSD is making, and if there's anyone that is truly going to succeed in fully autonomous vehicles, I think China's starting to look at Tesla as that winner, and they don't want all of that, autonomy to stay in the US. So it would definitely be a mutually beneficial agreement. And honestly, I think this makes August 8th a lot more interesting. But really, now until we hear something, I think we're going to be in for a surprise announcement relatively soon. But hey, that's just my personal opinion. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial planner, and I don't have a crystal ball. So come to your own conclusions and let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Why did Elon Musk jump at the opportunity to meet these high-level Chinese officials and he canceled his visit with the Indian Prime Minister? And well, there's no rescheduling from what I know of right now. There is obviously a reason for that. Elon Musk said on X as well just a couple of hours ago, Tesla will spend around $10 billion this year in combined training and inference AI, the latter being primarily in car. Any company not spending at this level and doing so efficiently cannot compete. And guess who's spending at this level, this efficient? Nobody. There will be no competition for Tesla's full self-driving for a long time into the future. Eventually, there will be competition. Sure, of course, everything has competition at some point. But is it going to hold a candle to Tesla? Probably not. Holmar's catalog says, cool, but what I really want is 12.4 and actually smart summon. Elon Musk responded to him and said, it's awesome, implying that, 12.4 is awesome and smart summon should be coming soon. This X account posted this this tweet. It's got 37,000 views. It was posted about 12 hours ago. So take it for what it is. It's pretty hard to confirm some of this. But from the CCA, 76 models from 6 companies, including BYD, Li, Tesla, and Azura, meet 4 safety requirements for automotive data processing. Tesla FSD in China doesn't have any problems anymore. And it is being reported that Tesla China launches 3D maps based on Baidu Maps, which, if you don't know, Baidu is like the Google of China. Elon Musk reposted this post from Alex, which is essentially what Cathie Wood says about the Robotaxi and overall autonomous vehicles. And she says, we believe that the entire opportunity is going to generate revenues of $8 to $10 trillion in 2030, half of which will go to platforms like Tesla. And Elon Musk posted this and says, as Cathie Wood states, Tesla is the biggest AI project on Earth. And apparently Tesla is going to eliminate 693 jobs in Nevada. Gurgavin, well-known X account here, says, just tried the latest version of FSD for the first time with Holmar's catalog. Honestly, I am impressed. So just adding all of this together, FSD's likely entering the Chinese market within the next couple of months. And I don't think that is priced into Tesla stock, as the stock sits at $170 per share. Forget about the Robotaxi potential in the US. Let's talk about the Robotaxi network potential in China, with over 3 times the population of the US. It's crazy huge. And I think some of that would need to be baked into Tesla's stock, at least initially, probably more so after August 8th. But getting FSD into the country first is a solid first step towards a Robotaxi network. And even just, let's call it, for the enhanced autopilot, it was $99 a month. Let's say, Tesla eventually grows their fleet in China to 4 million vehicles times, let's call it a 20% take rate. That's 800,000 Tesla FSD subscriptions potentially. Let's call it $99 a month. That's $79 million per month times 12. That is $950 million for a full year, just based on the Chinese market. If and when you get to 4 million vehicles out on the road in China, you're obviously not there yet, but the rate of which deliveries are going in China, almost 200,000 per quarter, it's not going to be that long, especially as Tesla continues to grow in China. But if you go ahead and divide this by 3.3 billion shares outstanding, that alone is a boost to EPS of almost 29 cents. These things become material, let alone Europe and other nations. Carvana is advertising used Teslas on Instagram, and they are one of the largest used car websites in the US. Here's an advertisement. They are advertising a 2022 Tesla Model 3 for $27,900. And a bunch of Cybertrucks are waiting their new owners in Utah. Honda has started US deliveries of its first mass market EV, the Prologue. Expected pricing around $47,400, 296-mile range. And the range does go down a little bit for the all-wheel drive and the touring, which are actually more expensive. And Tesla Europe and Middle East X account says they're going to be launching the Cybertruck basically tour throughout all of Europe over this summer. Yan Cheng, another X account here, is confirming that Tesla has met all 4 requirements of the National Automotive Data Security Standards, and various regions have gradually lifted bans on parking and driving. Number 1, the China Association of Automobile Manufacturers and the National Computer Network Emergency Response Technical Team / Coordination Center of China released a notice of inspection of 4 safety requirements for automotive data processing. On April 28th, the models produced by Tesla Shanghai factory fully comply with the regulatory requirements and are the only foreign-funded enterprise to meet the compliance requirements. Number 2, various regions have successfully lifted restrictions on parking and driving bans for smart connected vehicles, such as Tesla. And number 3, as one of the first companies to pass the National Authoritative Vehicle Data Inspection, Tesla complies with 4 compliance requirements stipulated by national regulations and standards, including the several provisions in the management of automotive data security and information security technology safety requirements for automotive data processing. And it does say here, number 4, Tesla has established a data center in Shanghai in 2021 to achieve localized data storage. So here is this report, and there is other companies on here, but Tesla is the only foreign car company that has able to pass these standards. And even as Sawyer Merritt writes on his X account, he says, it definitely feels like FSD is getting closer and closer to launching in China. I mean, again, Elon Musk canceled the visit with the Indian president, and, you know, within the next couple of days was in China meeting with one of your high-ranking officials in China about full self-driving and about autonomous vehicles. Again, I find it very obvious that China doesn't want to miss out on autonomous vehicles. They don't want a U.S. car company to develop this technology and basically leave China in the dust. And again, there's going to be some kind of mutual benefit here, where China's going to benefit. Maybe some of Tesla's competition may benefit. I don't know. You can only speculate. But it's also going to be a big win for Tesla. And if you're a Tesla stock investor, that's all that matters. And I have full confidence in Elon making the best decision for Tesla stock investors. Like, I'm not going to be the guy that sits here and questions what Elon Musk is doing. And I think a lot of people on Wall Street do that. A lot of retail investors do that. They question why Tesla is, you know, cutting prices or doing this or doing that. In all reality, I'm going to go with what Elon wants to do. Until he goes rogue or completely loses it, I think he's going to make the best decision possible for Tesla stock investors. Now, on a completely separate note, if we take a look at Google Trends data, the Cybertruck's starting to trend lower, now at 59. The Model Y has recently taken a sharp down move as well, from 36 to 31, and the Model 3 as well, going from 32 to 26. The Model S going from 13 to 11, and the Model X going from 10 to 9. So you are starting to see a little bit of a downtick here, but you're seasonally very active in Google Trends right now. Like, this is not common. This is not normal to see the Model Y, the Model 3, the Model S, the Model X all spiking, you know, in April. That's not that common for Tesla. Typically, Q3, Q4 tend to be the strongest quarters for Tesla, and you're seeing better search trend data now than you did in Q3, Q4 of 2023. That suggests to me Q2's deliveries are probably going to come in pretty dang good. Google Trends data for full self-driving is falling a little bit more today, down to about 32, but keep in mind where you used to trend was like half of that number, okay? You used to trend it in between 10, 15. Very rarely would you hit 20, right? So normally between 10 and, you know, 17, 18 was where we used to trend. You're still at 32, which is a strong level. I think we're going to trend higher than where we did previously. And if we do, that means more continued, activity into FSD from potential customers, suggesting you could see a higher take rate if this number stays higher. Global inventory numbers for the Model Y have recently fallen quite a bit, from about 10,000 at the high down to where you currently sit at about 6,700, which is great. The Model 3 continues to rise, kind of stair-stepping higher, and that's actually fantastic. You want to see inventory numbers higher for the Model 3, since that was such a problem for Q1, and a lot of people estimate about a 30 to 50,000 delivery miss based on the Model 3 production problems that Tesla had. To see this number going higher just means maybe some of those production problems are starting to ease up a little bit. So that's great. Model X inventory is sitting at roughly where the Model 3 is, also in the 25 to 2600 range. And the Model S is sitting down here at about 1200 in inventory. Tesla continues to run about 4,000 different ads with Google. Option activity on Friday from big money, right? Hedge funds, institutions, money managers, and Tesla was very positive, very bullish at 67% positive order value. You had 122 orders totaling $31.53 million. So definitely a lower dollar amount, but super dang bullish. Over the entirety of last week, you had 5,185 different unusual options trades, totaling $5.17 billion with a positive order value of 41%. Shorts continue to remain in their short positions. You've only seen about 1 million shares get covered so far, and there's still 106.4 million shares that are sold short. So if Tesla stock does continue to do well, as I am really expecting this week, we'll talk about that more in the next video, you could see more shorts start to cover on short positions, and that could really help drive Tesla stock higher. Overall, you have 3.84% short interest of free float, $18.11 billion currently in short positions, and you do have cost to borrow fees at about 10%, which suggests there's still a lot of shorting activity that is taking place. And as I have explained before, and we'll talk about more in the next video, coming out at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, you're in between your 20-day moving average and your 50-day moving average. If you stay above your 20-day moving average, that's great. Awesome. If you can't get above your 50-day moving average, you might just trade in this range between 175 and 164. That's what it could look like for a moment in time. Now, I do believe this 1% fall that you've seen in regular trading on Friday was a bit of a consolidation following the over 20% rally you've seen from $138 up to $174 per share or $73 per share. That 1% drop was a little bit of a consolidation, and that could set you up for more upside. If you take a look at Tesla's RSI, that is sitting at 51.88, so you're not even close to being overbought yet. And the MACD line is negative 4.76. The signal line is negative 6.09. So still pretty negative there, and definitely some room for improvement. With all of this said, let me know what you think about this down below in the comment section. Are you bullish? Are you bearish on Tesla stock right now? Thank you for watching. My name is Michael Tyler. If you guys would like to come join the trading community, check out that link down below in the description of this video. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.